And now I would like to bring back Johann for some closing remarks.
All right, thank you, Tiffany, and thank you all for participating during this weekend. And yeah, thank you to our host, Tiffany. I think you did a great job starting on Monday all the way to here Friday, and here we are. And so my task now is to give a short summary of this learning journey we've been on. And our idea was to reflect on innovation and to see that innovation is a tool in midst of different crises that we go through. But we also wanted to be mindful that sometimes innovation can be a problem and brings further crisis. So we wanted to apply this critical lens, and that's why we talked about ethics and innovation as well. We started on Monday with being intentional. When we want to create an innovation ecosystem, we need to be intentional in creating this ecosystem. It cannot come out of thin air. We need to do the work to create it. And then we moved on to the second session where to innovate, one of the speakers mentioned that we need to be brave. We need to be brave to take risk and be creative. And then the day after, we talked about communication and how important it is to be authentic in your communication. And this is what the audience want to hear. This is what the public want to hear. They want to have to listen to authentic voices and not something that is just bring lies or fake news or fakeness to their ears. And then we talked about place branding and the importance of being strategic. Instead of just jumping into implementation, we need to be strategic and think about what we want to do when we want to promote a place, when we want to promote an area, and when we want to innovate. And then we talked about artificial intelligence in business and the importance of being prepared, because if you're not prepared, according to Daniel, your company will soon probably become irrelevant and unable to adapt to the challenges of digital transformation. And then regarding the future of work, we talked about being adaptable and being adaptable to new ways of working, remote work, or to work from anywhere, or to work in the office if you want to, but to adapt to this new reality of remote work and adapting your schedule, adapting the way you work with your team as well. And then regarding ethics and innovation, there is a sort of a cry to have honest businesses and to just bring honest product, to be honest in the way you bring product, services to your client, and to have your innovation project based on this very strong values. And then today we talked about being real in building digital communities. We want to have real community, real connection with people around the world to build real communities. That is not just a replacement to the in-person communities, but it's actually a real connections that you create online. And then finally, on the future of food, the importance of being together, being a community around food and sharing the same food and food culture. So there was a lot of things we covered in this learning journey through, again, being intentional, being brave, being authentic, being strategic, being prepared, being adaptable, being honest, being real, and being together. So I thought that it was a good week for all of you, and I thank you again for joining us during your busy schedule at the end of the year before we arrive in December, to have taken the time. And I'd like to leave us all with this quote. And I think I've heard this quote quite often, and for some of you it might sound a bit cliche, but I think it's onto something, and it's very I think relevant to the week we've gone through together and to what's ahead. It's to never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only things that ever has. So, and I think that's what we've tried to do this week, to bring together this small group of thoughtful, committed people to bring forth innovation in a thoughtful way, and to make sure that that we can use innovation in a way to to get us out of all sorts of crises. So again, I'd like to thank you all, and I'm looking forward to connect with you in later on, and have a good rest of the day, everyone.